I'm so excited. Hi, beautiful human. I am Zach. That is Dan. And we welcome back to the studio, really a truly incredible artist. Say hello to Khalid.
Yo! Hello.
Woo! Woo! Okay, color of your hair. Is it blue or purple?
Blurple.
Blurple. Makes sense. I love it.
Blurple.
No, it's really nice.
No, it started off purple, but then it kind of just fades into this just cosmic, dusty vibe.
I like it.
I love it too.
What is it signaling, though? Is hair, I do believe, to a certain degree, is a sign of something larger?
Yeah, I feel like, I don't know. I feel like I'm the most myself when my hair is like a different color than black. I feel like we're all our own little personal avatars in life. And I feel like when I get to explore and just tap into new vibes, I just feel the most me. And so I love blue. Like blue is like my favorite color on earth. And I went blue earlier this year for the album cover. It was perfect, was amazing. But I was like, I don't want to be confined to just one color. So I'm just sprinkling and following just the vibes where they take me. And we landed on purple. But to me, purple is, it welcomes the night. You know? Purple sky, cosmic vibes.
After the sun
After
goes
the sun
down.
goes down.
I mean, let's start with the album. I mean, just by the title, to me, off the bat, it gives duality.
Thank you.
It gives this idea of there's two. Correct me if I'm wrong. Like between the last album we've got in this calendar year and this one,
Right.
the world's getting two different people essentially.
Yeah. Duality, it's so funny you say that because I thought to myself, I'm like, life is all about duality. Like you can't just expect one thing. It's all about like there's always two different sides. And I feel like with me, there's a version of myself that I feel like people have been introduced to over the course of a few years, but it is a pretty distant version of myself from who I am with my friends. And I feel like I really want to start to bridge the gap because I'm kind of just like, why not? You know, I've been in this industry for 10 years.
Damn.
How do I keep it exciting? And I feel like there's an excitement to allowing yourself to be rediscovered. And I feel like through this rediscovery, I got to give people a more authentic version of myself, more down to earth, more chill, just as I am in my own personal life.
I want to ask why is the time now? But I also think that like with life comes evolution
Right.
and growth. And all day I've been thinking about the first time we ever met and you came on our show all those years ago. Like genuinely 9 years ago.
Yeah, long
2017?
ass time ago.
Like it's
Oh my God. I mean, but just like life is all about ebbs and flows.
Totally.
And maybe the version of myself that I came into 9 years ago was that authentic version of myself, at least
100%.
what I was willing to push and was willing to discover and was
share.
willing to exactly and willing to share. And as time goes on and I realize, okay, I'm not just some new kid on the block anymore. I start to sit back like, well, what becomes new and exciting for me? And I'm like, what's new and exciting is allowing myself to finally be open because I feel like my privacy was weaponized against me on a global public scale, which only makes me want to be more open to just show people, even just show myself, like, I'm just having fun with it now. I feel like I just want to have fun. I want to be free. Like, I just want to be free.
Today we speak beautifully about it, but what is your relationship with what that person did to you, your ex? What they did to you?
Well, to talk about my relationship to what they did with me,
At least today, what is it?
I feel like when it happened, it was random as can I cuss?
Yes.
It was random as fuck when it happened because when you're like half a decade removed from a situation from someone and it comes back the way that it did, it's just more confusing. And I think with confusion comes hurt. I was a little distraught, a little confused when it happened. But for me, I'm kind of just like, come on, if somebody is doing something and they want to be malicious, it's because they want to upset you. Obviously they wanted to upset me on a global scale, but I was like, I'm just not gonna feed into what you want. I'm actually gonna be happy about this. Like, I'm gonna celebrate. I'm gonna have fun. I'm gonna turn everything that's weaponized against me, and I'm going to use it for my own ammunition. And I'm gonna be creative, and I'm gonna dance, and I'm gonna sing, and I'm gonna twirl, and I'm gonna switch my hips, and I'm gonna be like, hey, and I'm gonna, do this and get my nails painted, because it's just like, I feel like there's a group of people in this world that feel like being gay is a really bad thing. And I'm like, to say that being myself is bad would be me limiting myself from having so much fucking fun like I'm doing
Totally.
now. I'm like, this shit is fun. Like, it's fun to be out. It's fun to be free. It's fun to turn something that was supposed to be and intended on being negative into something positive. Like, that's fun to me. Like, I really live for that shit, honestly.
All I kept thinking was you're just being honestly who you are.
Right.
You're living your total truth.
Yeah, I agree.
Did you have plans to come out in any way, shape, or form? Did you ever give it thought at all?
Funny that you said that. When I started working on this album, before I was outed. So I knew that
and by the way, this is an album woven with queer love.
Yeah, it really is. Yeah. And I started working on this album before I was outed. And it's just one of those things where it's just like you don't pick and choose how things happen in your life. They just fall into place the way that they should and the way that they have to, regardless of whether that's going to make me happy or regardless of if that was going to make me sad. And I wasn't deep into the project by any means, but I knew where I wanted to go. I'm like, I want to come back to pop because I love making pop music and I love exploring and diving into new worlds and finding out more about my own identity. It's something I just genuinely love this shit.
By the way, that's the album that introduced us to you.
Thank you.
Which is a deep self-reflection, self-explorative pop album.
It is.
That would really dude, you define pop music for many moons.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's pretty cool.
It really felt like a full circle moment starting the album. But not to say I was far into the album by any means, maybe like 15% into the album when it happened. And when it happened, it immediately kicked me into this inspired, motivated, hungry individual. I'm like, you know what? I have an opportunity to completely be myself. As fearful as it may be, as afraid as I might be about being open, fuck it, why not? Like, I'm 10 years into my career. If I don't accept this and embrace it now, when will I ever? So I don't know. To go back to the question and be like, did I ever intend on coming out? It's kind of one of those things where I'm so deep into being out and celebrating being out. I can't answer the unknown. I just roll with the punches.
Did the album, though, in a way, did you intend to use it as a vehicle to live truth before it was forced?
I did, because I knew that I wanted it to be upbeat. And to me, upbeat music just feels like liberation and freedom. And I think Sincere was kind of like the training wheels where I'm like, okay, I want to be open, I want to be honest, but I don't want to be that honest. And I feel like through creating this album, I intended on being completely honest. And it's unfortunate that someone, got to expose something that was so personal to me, but maybe it sped up the process. Maybe it would have taken me 2 years to write this album. Maybe it would have taken me 3 years to finally be comfortable about being like, let me write a song called Angel Boy, but life didn't happen that way. Shit. Just sped up the process, and I just was like, fuck it. Why hold back? I'm just going to do it now.
Is there any part of you that looks back and wishes that you came out earlier?
No, because, oh my God, like, people in my comments just can't chill. I was just like, relax, guys. There's men out there that kiss men, y'all. And it's okay. Just like they, thems, women, whatever your pronouns are, people kiss people. And I feel like ever since people found out who I'm hooking up with, or, whatever, it just seems to be such a huge focus. And I feel like the reason why it wasn't that I wasn't out to the people that I knew close and personally, like friends, even, I can even recall conversations with Kiana Lede, like when I'm working on her, not working with her on a song that we have that came out like 4 years ago. So I'm being open with people in my community that are close to me, but it was something that I was like, I don't want this to just be the full focus of my music. I want my music to still be impactful, and I want people to focus on my talent because it's just what I'm here to share. But now that I'm out, it's like, it's only natural that my talent is influenced by my everyday experiences. It's only natural that it bleeds in. It's like, I didn't write this album intending on being like, okay, this album is gonna be gay as fuck. It was just more like,
no, it's
I'm
who you are.
Gay,
Yeah.
and I'm like being open.
Yeah, but I feel like the last time, and correct me if I'm wrong, but like, could you say that the last time you did that was your debut album?
Yes, I exactly agree. Because it was an authentic experience of teenhood, about being a teen, coming of age, coming into a new life. And I think that it is the exact parallel. Like, to me, I feel like this album and American Teen are just so parallel because I had my entire life to write about my teenage experience. So I was completely inspired by that. I was moved by that. And now it's like I've had my entire life to write about my queer experiences. So I'm moved by it. I'm like acceptant. I'm happy. I'm ready. So it just comes out super natural and really quick. And why turn that away? I'm just going to accept it.
How freeing is that?
Very free.
Well, how free did you feel when you wrote Angel Boy, like you mentioned?
Free as fuck. And I also was like, oh, shit. Because I'm like, damn, this is big, y'all. What the fuck? Like, I just said, boy. But I'm just like, you know what? Why not? Why not? Because it's authentic to me. And I just so happen to be, gay and a part of the queer community. Therefore, they're going to fuck with it too. And I'm like, that's what it's for.
I gotta say, it's so cool because, American Teen really captured the story of a generation, in my opinion, and really captured the story of like the collective youth of that moment,
right,
in a beautiful way. So to know that this project is that parallel is very important.
Yeah, it really brings me, I just have little spiritual moments to myself that feel so adjacent to that time period, but obviously different because it's a new society and a new world, and it's not 2015. But
crazy,
which is what? Oh my God! I'm like, damn. One minute you're like writing a song in your bathroom, and then the next minute, like you're about to release a fourth album. It's just, well, oh my God! I don't even want to get
your
overwhelmed
story
right now.
Is really nuts.
Yeah, but thank you.
I mean, I remember but I gotta say, like, you being like a military brat, and you grew up very uniquely. You grew up really being, correct me if I'm wrong, like, you had it wasn't until Texas that you really created a sturdy base, but you had experiences from all different parts of the world and the country.
All over, and so many conversations with so many different people from so many places all over the world. I feel like it definitely...
And as a kid,
it just really heightened my experience, and which also heightened my level of empathy and understanding. And like I was teened out. Like I was hopping in the back of Ubers for real and getting drunk and sleeping in fucking random cars and telling my parents I'm going camping, and I've never been camping a day in my life. And I'm just doing this stuff, and it's just, there was a freedom to it, to the youthfulness of it all. The freedom gets distorted when you're, in a way, identity and just like everything who I am became monetized. So it's like I'm starting to notice that there's an audience. And then my perception changes from being like, what do I want to make that moves me? And I'm being like, how do I keep these people staying around?
And then you have a lot of outside influences. And I got to say, like, after that, like, you have 2 albums back to back that are fucking massive.
Thank you.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
American Teen, Free Spirit. And then you also do 1,000 features.
So many.
But, I got to say, some would go on to change the world.
Thank you.
Logic and Alessia Cara would
really
save
true.
a lot of lives.
It's really true.
Dude, really
I'm
moves
grateful
me
for
just
that
thinking
song.
about it.
I'm grateful to be a part of that song. I'm grateful for Logic and Alessia, and I just think that song is, like you said, it saved lives. That's bigger than me. That's like, whoa, y'all, this isn't about me anymore. So I'm just happy to be able to be a part of that.
I'll forever remember the first time the head of the label at the time played me that record in her car and was like, you should listen to this. And they didn't have a name for it at the time because I think they were debating on the phone number and it was going to be something else. And
to write the ending of that song and to dive into the deepest pits of my anxiety and depression, I feel like I wasn't as aware in the moment because it's probably all I knew. But when I look back now at the song and I listen to the lyrics and I'm like,
it's
crazy.
crazy.
Khalid, boy, whoa, we got some things we need to unpack here. But you see the way that people feel connected and impacted by it. And I mean, helping them is just, that's what it's for.
Did you receive anything from that song? I mean, obviously you were living so honestly through it. Like,
yeah, I think being able to say I finally want to be alive, like I don't even want to die anymore, definitely changed my perception of life in general and really just made me realize like, no, I actually love living my life to the fullest and I want to aspire to just always be able to. It definitely changed me.
it's a big one. It's
Heavy.
a crazy
Them
song.
lyrics
Dude.
get, woo!
I played that song on the radio so many times.
It's deep.
But like factually saved lives. Like we're not like, this is not hyperbole. Like there's stats on it. You can Google it real quick. Like it increased the amount of calls to that. They increased the amount of intervention.
Well, it's Logic who asked me to be a part of it. It was Logic who was listening to my music. It was Logic who reached out and saw me as a voice. And it's like, I want you on this. And I'm like, you know what? If I'm going to be on the song, then I got to be truthful. So I got to go there.
I fucked with that feature. You had a Marshmello feature too, didn't you?
Yes, I did too.
By the way, I played
Silence.
I played all this shit on the radio. Wait, did Amy Allen write Silence? Did you bring that up the other day?
I wrote Silence.
You were writing Silence. Fuck, sorry.
It's okay. I'm not offended.
My bad. No, I just
I'm like, I wrote that.
I wrote that one.
No,
Wait, that was a huge song too.
yes. And it's also sad as fuck. I'm like, whoa, what was going on with me then?
So why were you writing these songs intended for you? Like, not obviously the Logic and Alessia record, its own thing.
Mm-hmm.
But the Marshmello record, was that intended for you? And then
Yeah, it was. I mean, when I hear Marshmello talk about the experience, he kind of talks about it in a way where he's like, he didn't know whether I liked the beat. He didn't know whether I disliked the beat. He's just like, this like kid is just sitting. I'm just like, I'm speaking about myself now. I'm like, weird kid just sitting in the corner with my phone, just like, he doesn't know if I'm texting somebody like, get me the fuck out of here right now. Or if I'm like, he doesn't know what I'm doing. But the whole time, I promise you, I was connecting to an isolated version of myself to really pull out those emotions as authentically as I possibly could. And I wrote the whole song and went and recorded it and was like, all right. And I left and I thought to myself, I was like, there's no way that song is like good enough. I just was I had a lot of doubt. I think it was just because I was being introduced to the world on a global scale and I just was not mentally prepared to deal with all of the outside opinions. But when I look back now, I'm like, oh my God, that song is just so special because it was so raw. It was so honest. I was in a way like crying out for help. And I look back at that and I think that it's beautiful because, life is all about the ebbs and flows, the highs and the lows. And, I appreciate the low moments because those low moments saved lives. Those low moments connected with fans. Those low moments, deepen my bond and my connection with the people that listen to me.
But there was no problem with you being honest. There was no fear. Like what changed?
There was always fear, but I guess I was just afraid about different things. I think I just could not stop the flow, and I internalized and in a way like separated myself from the experience of the songs that I was writing, which is why I say it didn't take me until years after I wrote the songs to really pay attention to and understand, oh shit, whoa, you needed a hug. you needed some chill. You needed to chill. But that's not to say that every song that I did was solely about being depressed or about being sad or about being whatever. There's fun songs out there like Love Lies and
you have great records. They're timeless.
Yeah, thank you.
You kidding?
Thank you.
It's crazy. It is. No, and by the way, the records that are sad had a place in culture and a place in many people's lives, and yeah, they mattered.
I mean, Lovely with
huge.
Billie Eilish
huge. Are you kidding?
Massive, and that's like one of the saddest songs in creation ever. Ever. Love, like, how can you listen to this song and be happy? I don't know.
How does that even? Do you write that, or did she write? How does that start?
We all wrote it.
At once.
All of us, yeah. Finneas, Billie, myself. It came from all of us in that moment. I think that's what I love about writing with other writers. It's always just this like personal jam session. I think it just is. It's a conversation that turns into a melody that turns into a song, and you share that bond, and that bond carries with you forever. And I'm like, I still feel impacted by that song. And I think that it's a beautiful song, and I think that it deserves to be as big as it is because, oh my God, like Billie Eilish is extremely incredible. Come on, extremely incredible, and for her to even trust and to me, it's not like she's giving collaborations to just anybody. So
I gotta say, like the amount of time that's happened, where like it's Billie, Finneas, and then just another person.
I know.
No, like what? Like that's.
I was like,
I'm trying to think of another time.
Thank you. You fuck with me. I fuck with you. Let's keep it going. And it was dope. And it was a great moment to be able to, step inside their world and just play some role, play a part. I think it's incredible, and I think everything that they do, even individually, it's just incredible. So.
Was there a
flowers?
Lyric? Yeah.
I'm handing out flowers to both of them.
Was there a lyric or a moment during that session, during that time together, that like you really locked in and flowed?
That ending is in. She's like, it's like there's no words, but the feeling behind the outro of Lovely to me is just like. Just bottle it up. I don't know. I just want to just drink out of it every day. It's just so beautiful.
Is there a lyric that started the whole thing?
Welcome home. And then Lovely, isn't it lovely? Na, 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 na. I think Welcome Home was really the driving phrase because it kind of questioned us to think like, well, what does this mean? And to me, it, like, from my memory of this session, because I've done tons of collaborations. I mean, they're all unique in their own way. But we wanted to speak about that journey of depression like it was a long hallway, like to just like a front door. You know what I mean? And you're just like walking endlessly and you're stuck and you're thinking like, oh, I hope it, whether it takes all night or 100 years, I want to be able to get to the part where this doesn't hurt as much as it does now. Being like, hello, welcome home is just like safety. I'm safe. I'm okay. I'm loved. It's really just a deeply beautiful and twisted song. Even just like tear me to pieces, skin to bones. It's like so visceral, and it just speaks just about just how depression and anxiety can really tear you apart
physically even. It's one of those songs where you're like, it's just so much bigger than I would ever imagine. It's just bigger than me.
You got a bunch of those, man.
I love that I do. Because I love to sing them. Shit.
Yeah,
I love it.
that is a special feeling to have one, like the most robust set list to just pick from.
Oh my God, it's so easy.
But then it's
I'm just
also
like, I get to
meaningful.
just sing these hits and they're singing them back at me and I'm like, damn, y'all really fuck with this shit. And I fuck with y'all. So I love it.
And
Like,
by the way, it's been years. So
I'll be singing Young, Dumb, and Broke till I'm walking with a cane. I'll still be young, dumb, broke. I'll still be doing that shit because they're all just time capsules. It doesn't matter. Like you say, timeless music ages with you regardless of the topic that we're speaking about. It stays with you because there's high schoolers who are discovering American Teen right now that are impacted by it, that find their own connection. I see people like, oh my God, I just turned 18 all the time. Talking about the song 18 from American Teen. I just turned 18. They're still celebrating. And it's 2025, which to me is just so surreal because I'm like, oh my God, I'm getting old. But I'm just like, you know what? I'm aging with grace.
Is there anything about Young, Dumb, and Broke that you can still relate to?
Yes, the lyric, just the idea of, yeah, we're just young, dumb, and broke, but we still have love to give. I just have so much love to give, and that will never change. And I think that that's like one of my favorite moments to sing. And I just love even throwing the mic and just hearing the audience sing that back at me because I don't think that that's something that will ever change no matter what my status is. It's like love is just to the forefront of everything I do. So I really resonate with that lyric a lot.
let's talk about the love that you're giving today. Momentary lovers.
Ooh.
The groove hits different. Yes.
I love Momentary Lovers. I'm a Momentary Lover stan. I think it's just so tongue-in-cheek and flirty and fun and speaks about these summertime love might be like a cliche, but it's like my own version of it, and it's just bold and bouncy, and I love that song so much. It's one of my favorites.
Is it a real experience for you?
It
is about fleeting,
No,
thirst.
it's not a real experience, but it's kind of, I just like to characterize myself sometimes. It's the theatrical in nature, and I like the idea of thinking about just that, time's fleeting. It goes on and on and on. I wanted to envision myself in that moment meeting my high school crush that I hadn't seen in so long, and coming together and reflecting on the youth. It kind of was I think that song was in a way a love letter to American Teen, because the whole first verse is myself talking about my teenage experiences, about being in an attic and carving out a hole in an apple and smoking and bonding and flirting. And now it's we're not American teens anymore. We're into our adulthood, but this is where we're at. And we always just seem to find each other again. I think that just was a love letter to the groundwork of what American Teen started. And I just was characterizing this in this just newfound romantic, just queer adult experience. Kind of my class reunion, I'm class of 2016, so it's not here yet, but it's kind of one of those little
Are you gonna go?
I don't know. Oh my God, I don't know.
For the record, I did not go to mine.
I didn't go to mine either.
That's why I'm I don't know.
You don't want to be that guy who's free enough to go,
I don't know.
You want to be
I'm
booked
just
and busy.
Everyone knows what you're up to anyway.
Yeah.
And now there's like social media. I see all of y'all doing y'all thing anyway. But but
Are
know,
you watching from your account or a burner account?
No, from my. I mean, I follow like 2,000 people, and I follow people from high school still, and they comment on all my shit, and we be talking. I hang out with my friends from high school to this day. I got one of my friends from high school. Just
I feel like I met one of them before.
You've definitely met one of them.
Yeah, like
yeah.
By the way, I also gotta say, I love seeing you out socially because like the only time I've seen you since like you've done our show like all those years ago, like I'll see you a few times a year just at like random parties
I just, like,
and
pop out.
stuff.
I'm like, hey.
Well, same, but I love it. You are such a joy.
Thank you.
And a beautiful spirit. And a great energy.
Thank you. I appreciate that. You are too.
Thank you.
Before we get into the rest of the songs, you did post on TikTok that you're ready to save male pop again. What do you think's been missing?
Okay. Let me make sure I'm careful with my phrasing. I think that the women in pop have been dominating major. It's been so innovative and there's so much variety. I think there's so much different music, whether you're listening to Charlie or Chapel or whether you're listening to Sabrina. There's just so many, especially last year. In the past few years, I mean, when you just look back at how long it took for a man to win a Best New Artist award since I won one in like 2017. Like women have been dominating and I love that because they deserve to. And I think that there is a lane for men, but it's not as broad as it deserves to be. It's not as wide as it deserves to be. It's not as explorative as it deserves to be. And I think that there's just so much more range that we can have. I just want to do my part and make fun pop music. And I just want to have a good time. And I feel like there's room for that. Like there's room for more queer artists. There's room for more queer Black artists. There's room for all, like, it doesn't have to just be, one sound in the pop sphere, especially for men. And I feel like I just want to show people something different, show people something a little bit more broad, and yeah.
It's working.
Thank you.
By the way, there's 17 songs on the album.
Yeah.
You had a lot to say.
I got a lot to say, but each song is like its own little pocket, this own little world, this own door that you open up and you experience. And that's what I attribute myself to, just my versatility as an artist, being able to hop onto a different song from a different genre and be able to feel at home. I wanted to create my own home. That's why there's no features. I wanted, well, other than the last song with Oscar, but I wanted to create my own home and reintroduce people, be like, hello, hey, welcome to my crib. Come in. Let me show you this is this, and this, and this, and this, and give people an opportunity to get to know me. So I needed to do that through 16 songs. I didn't want to limit that expression.
By the way, were you in love when you were writing Nobody? Make Me Feel?
Was I in love? Maybe. Maybe is my answer.
Cool. By the way, Out of Body gives you did it with Rodney Jerkins?
Yes.
Can you explain that? How does that actually go down?
For me, like I understand that nostalgia is ruling the world. And I feel like sometimes us as artists who are dipping and diving into, nostalgia and what era that it is, the people who pioneered these sounds are still alive. They're still working and they're still making beats. They're still making, they're still making productions. Yeah. And I think that if I wanted to play onto my nostalgia, which is a common theme of this album, I wanted to play onto my nostalgia, I'm like, I need to go to the source. I'm like, I need to hit Darkchild directly.
Real.
I don't want to hit another producer and be like, yo, can you make me a record that sounds like Darkchild when like Darkchild is like breathing well and alive, all right? Like, I'm like, let me pull up on the source. And also, working with Ryan Tedder on a song, like, let me pull up to the source and reach out to the greats that are still actively killing it in the industry and give them their flowers.
How are you deciding, like, did you work with Ryan Tedder on one of these songs? On the album?
Please don't call.
Really? I was going to bring that up as another phone number, obviously.
Yeah.
Wait, okay. So 2 things.
Yeah.
Darkchild. There's been so many people on our show recently who have come on and they talk about him.
Oh,
He's out
fire.
there working. So the idea that people would go to another producer and go, give me something that sounds like him, happens all the time.
It happens all the time.
How do you decide though? Like who you go to for what? And do you keep it to collaborating in the room or do you go in with a record? Like Ryan Tedder is going to write. So do you go in with lyrics or do you go in like clean slate?
Ryan Tedder and I are gonna write together.
Got it. Yeah.
and I love his writing and I love what he does. I feel like I just never want to lose sight of my own vision. Like I feel like I have an idea of the world that I create. And I feel like it's always about bringing yourself and just not feeling intimidated because it's very intimidating to work with these giants that are so successful. And, you know, I feel like I used to be the modest type and that used to keep me away from collaborating because I always used to feel like I wasn't good enough. Like as a writer, I wasn't strong enough as a writer. But I feel like it also, I used to be so hard on myself because I felt like I wasn't strong enough as a writer, but I felt like I didn't want to open up. I'm like, I don't want to push myself beyond where I'm comfortable at. And I think with this album, I was like, I want to push myself beyond where I'm comfortable. And I want to collaborate with amazing, talented people that I feel like deserve their flowers, whether it's Tove Lo, Ilya, Julia Michaels. Like, I'm like, come through, sign me up. It was the funnest experience. I feel a part of the pack. I'm like, oh, I don't feel like this lone wolf anymore that's just like walking around. Like, I just feel like I'm a part of the pack, whether the group is in all of, Michael Pollock, everyone, they're just so sweet and so nice. And I'm like, oh my God, I stopped myself from building these relationships by being so reclusive and so hidden. And now that I work with these writers and I've reached out to these writers to work with them, now that I've reached out, it's like, it's so awesome to know that they reached their hand back out to like pull me in and embrace me with a hug. Like, let's get this album done.
That's a special thing.
It is, yeah.
Very cool. And also people that are going to challenge you and take what you do so well. And
I promise you, like, I'm the type of guy, like, when I was a kid, like, I never had a birthday party. I didn't have my first birthday party until I was 21. Because I felt like no one would come. I just was this, like, shy, just, like, closed off, internalized kid. And I think with being out and, like, being free and being open, it actually made me realize, you know what? Wait, I love people. And I love working with people. I love talking to people and having conversations and getting to know people. And I feel like I was, like, doing all of that and just, like, practicing being open through this album.
Let's talk about In Plain Sight. Is that inspired by the tweet?
No, it wasn't, I promise.
The music video is great.
I love the music. Now, the music video might have been inspired by the tweet.
Let's correct that.
Okay,
Sorry, I'm so sorry.
The music video
Okay, got it. The record, no.
But the record, no. The record is just a genuine, like, when I tell you, like, I really trust myself melodically, and sometimes I'll just go on a mic and I'll just say the first words that come to my mind, and whatever comes out is kind of like I give credit to my, like, subconscious, like, version of myself, because I'll go on a mic and I'll just say a phrase and I look back at it and I'm like, oh wait, like, there's layers to this. But I think that I actually wrote 5 songs that week. Maybe 5 or 6 songs that week. And it was just what the room created. I just walk into the room, I hear the beat. I'm like, this beat kind of sounds mischievous and reminds me of Inspector Gadget. And I just see this, like, sight lens, glass, and, you know, lens. And I'm just like, in plain sight. It's that easy. It's like also Rendezvous. You know, the producer's like, the beat's called Rendezvous. I'm like, Ilya makes a joke. He's like, you walk into the studio, like, that beat called Rendezvous? Load that motherfucker up, let's get it. You know what I mean? It's just, you just get inspired by so much. I'm just such this sponge, and I just take inspiration from everything. And so I will say the song wasn't, but the video, yeah, it was.
So, by the way, the tweet is somebody saying, responding to you coming out, right?
Right.
And they're saying the closet was glass, baby, but we accept you.
Mm-hmm.
And you are dancing
Like,
in a box of glass. In the music
like,
video.
come on, y'all know that's backhanded as fuck.
Yeah.
Come on. And I think it's just me rolling with the punches of being like, you know what? Like, it might have seemed like I was hiding who I was. I was limiting myself.
100%. By the way,
Limiting.
yes. And I think
Yeah.
you felt the wall at a certain point. Of
Mhm,
like,
I did.
Yeah.
That's why I was like, where do I go now? And I think when you knock that door down, I'm like, oh my God, there's still so much length, which is why I feel like the music that I'm doing now might feel just so fresh and so new, because I'm like, these are all things that I kept inside of me. You know, I was limiting myself, but now instead of working at 50% of myself, I'm working at 85. I'm not gonna say it's at 100 yet. I'm creeping. We're easing, you know?
Can we talk about Hurt People?
Yes.
So fucking good.
Thank you.
So good.
Thank you.
It really is a great album. Yeah, you should be very proud.
Thank you.
And I gotta say, like, a lot of new with this album. Like, a lot of, you being honest, a lot of collaborations in deeper ways.
Yes.
Because, like, it's one thing to, like, do a one-off song with somebody. It's another thing to, like, give somebody your album and really get in there with these different people.
Yes, and that song in particular, I gave that song to my mom. And I'm like, there's nothing more personal than being like, hey, Mom, like, do you think you could, like, sing BGVs on my song? And she says, it's like, sure, honey.
Wait, that's crazy.
I mean, she gave me my voice. Like, I don't take credit for that. She's the one that gave me my voice. So even in parts of the song, you listen to it, and it's hard to decipher who's who, but I promise you, her voice is just as loud as mine.
So it's actually your mom.
Yeah,
Oh,
my
wow.
mom. Yeah, you can hear her clear as day because I like have scanned this. I like literally, it's like I was shaking ill. You're like, it's not loud enough. I can't hear my mom. He's like, your mom is just as loud as you are. She just sounds exactly like you, just in a full octave. I'm like, oh, okay. But there's one clear moment where you can hear her, and it's at the tail end of the song. And it's like one of like the last refrains, like hurt people, and the beat completely drops. And it's just like this, and that's my mom. She's right there, just embedded into a song for history to come.
So did she come to the studio to capture the vocals? Did you bring it to her? What goes
She
down?
went to the studio in El Paso that I recorded location at.
That's cool.
Yeah,
Oh, wow.
yeah. So full circle moments, just all around. And I would have never finished that song if it wasn't for her being on it. I always knew that I wanted her to be on that song. And I think it just speaks to a more powerful message where it's like, I'm finally coming into my truth, and my mom is also celebrating me in this process. And it's the final song that you hear, and it's a song about the passing and the grief of my father. It's like, if I'm gonna take it there, like, I'm gonna take it there, you know? And I want my mom to be a part of it, because this song was about our story, our unique situation of dealing with grief. You know, it's different for all of us. And so for me to have my mom on that, it just was like the perfect bow that just sealed the deal. I'm like, oh, love that song.
What would
I'm
you
so glad you like it. Thank you.
Yeah, it's beautiful. I mean, but what this is the story of who you are right now, right? This whole album.
It is. Yes. And I love it because I listen to it every day. And I still connect with it. And that's because, you know, I wrote the last song on the album this year. So this is like fresh. This is new. These are experiences as they come. Some more theatrical than others, you know, some more dramatized than others, but it really is just an embodiment of where I am right now in my life. I'm like, I'm here, guys. Like, I'm here, and I'm ready to do it.
True is amazing as well.
I was gonna say True is my favorite song.
Yes!
I love that song.
I love it.
True is so good.
You know what? That's reassuring, because True is the one that I listen to that I'm like, are people gonna fuck with this one?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Why do you question it?
Maybe because, like, I'm this lyric whiz, and like I'm like, something about the chorus just being, it's true that I want you. Yeah, I'm like, is this too simple? But there's beauty in that.
Yeah.
There's like a beauty in it, and I always find myself coming back around, and it's just so fun and filled with energy. Like, it's not that I shit on True by any means. It's just that there's just so many songs on this album I connect with. They're all fighting for space. They're just like, which one am I gonna listen to today? And when people speak about True, it reminds me of why I love the song. So I appreciate that. That one is fun.
Please don't call 333. That you dial 333 in the case of like a local thing you want to report or something, right?
333, please don't. 333 is just like, yo, I'm just not gonna be the one that you reach out to when you're faded as shit and you just want some attention. Like, dial this number instead
Government assistance.
and leave me alone. I think it's just also about reclaiming my power and my identity. I used to make love songs about like solely about longing and just sadness and why am I not enough and whatever it is. And now it's kind of like, I can't deal with that bullshit. I'm not dealing with that. I'm not putting up with that. And I think 333 is so bold, and Grant and Ryan, and it was just so much fun. Ryan with his laptop just and they're like, "Oh, you said 333? That's tight." Like, and just guys, like, if you were a fly in a wall in these rooms and speaking to everyone, I'm like, every song is created differently because every artist has a different conversation that they come into the studio with. They're like, I want to write this song, I want to write that song. And that song is just, it's one of those songs that just works. Like, I've always wanted to work with Ryan too as well. So
After the Sun Goes Down, you got to listen to it. It's an amazing body of work.
Thank you.
You should be very proud.
Thank you. I am. Thank you.
It's really spectacular.
I also love the album cover. It just like sucks you in. It's like you're right in the middle, just so much brighter than everybody else, but like there's so much going on around you.
Yeah, you know what? I think for me, when I reflect on my previous album covers that I've made, Free Spirit, I'm by myself. American Teen, I'm by myself. Sincere, I'm by myself. But this album, I'm surrounded by a community, and I'm facing towards the camera, and I'm like almost like catching someone who's like looking from like above down at me, but showing this like confidence. It's like time stopped and they're just in this frame, and then I'm just connecting with the audience on a deeper level, a more personal level, a more vulnerable level where I'm like, okay, I don't have to like have this and Sincere is this dark, ghostly vibe, where I don't have to have this American Teen where I'm not looking at the viewer. It just feels so much more like I'm letting everyone in, and this is my dance party, and come join me and let's have fun, and it's filled to the brim, which means everybody can come through. And this time, like, I'm facing everyone in full confidence. I think that there's something that's so beautiful about the photographer, Sophie, the connection that we had together creating that. We were just both in the same place in life, which only speaks to the community of the album. Like, I actually have my real friends on the cover. Like, I have one friend from 4th grade. Her name is Jackie. I'm shouting her out. She's probably gonna be so embarrassed when she sees this. But she's like a little bit above my head. She's just like dancing. I'm like, come on, girl, go off, Jackie. She's like, stop. But I wanted her, and I like dragged her, and I'm like, Jackie, please come do this. And so that's beautiful, and another one of my best friends as well, Maverick, and he's been in like the Talk music video. He's like one of my like Easter egg friends. He's like, I just like put him in everything. I'm like, be in this, be in that. And so it was so beautiful because I felt more confident because there were people that I knew that were there. But I was becoming introduced to just so many beautiful people. It was real conversations, real chatter, really getting to know the people who are all there to support me and all there to be a part. Like, it's one of those moments where you're like, oh, I wish I could relive that again. It was a very sweet moment shooting that album cover.
After the Sun Goes Down. You got to listen to it. It's on Amazon Music. There's a link below. You got to get you out of here. My final question. I want to go back in time to the very beginning.
Yes.
Is there any part of Location that you still relate to today? You have to remind yourself the lyrics, eh?
Send me your location, let's Ride the vibrations. Like, ride the vibrations just of life. I think I still relate to that. I'm like, I was a trippy little kid, just like on some stoner shit, just like I'm riding the vibes. That's never changed. Yeah. I'm still a little hippie stoner boy. This time I'm a man.
And it's evident in the album.
I love how you still vibe with that song so much. There's so many people that could be like, that's my old stuff. You're like, no, I fucking love it.
Immediate, you saw the dance moves?
Yeah.
Immediate hands, dance moves. I'm in the jig because I love it. Like, love. So I love location. Like, I'm not going to be one of these people who's like, I hate my breakout hit. I'm like, oh my God, if it wasn't for location, I wouldn't be here. Love.
After the sun goes down, listen to it. It really is this beautiful relationship between those two bodies of work that exist. They're very cohesive.
Thank you.
Listen to all of them.
Listen to it. Go back and listen to that.
Yes.
And then like compare them and you'll see parallels for sure. For sure.
I appreciate your honesty and your time today.
Thank you.
And your artistry. You're very special. Really.
Stop.
No, you're very cool. And I thank you for coming back almost
Thank you.
10 years later.
Thank you. I'm happy to be here. Thank y'all for having me.
It means a lot.
Of course.
Khalid, everybody.